families. I'm Emily Penrod, your family relationship coach. And in this program, we focus on 6 areas of health for families: emotional, financial, mental, physical, social, and spiritual. This month, we've been focusing more on our physical health and well-being for ourselves and our families. And I am so honored to have as my guest my very good friend, Heidi Hills. She and I have known each other, worked together for years. We're both associated with Kahatahi, and we'll talk more about that later. But right now, I just want you to meet Heidi Hills. She is a lifestyle coach. And the first thing I want to talk about, Heidi, is I've always thought of you as a health coach. So talk about this lifestyle coach. What's the difference?
Yeah. Emily, probably not a whole lot. I have certifications in health coaching and in life coaching. And so as I've gone through and figured out how I wanted to create health and wellness for people, like help them better their health and wellness, I realized that I was helping them create a lifestyle. And so, other than just being a health coach or a life coach, I'm a lifestyle coach because health and life go hand in hand, right? We have to have both of them to create a better, healthier, happier life. And so that's kind of just where that came from.
Well, that makes perfect sense because I have found if I want to make improvement to my health, I have to make lifestyle changes. I can't, we used to, in the past, we used to think of just going on a diet, which was something you would do for a number of weeks until you got to the weight level you wanted.
Right.
And then you went back to what you were doing before and gained it all back.
Right. Right. And that's so common because that is kind of what we've all been tuned to. And that is where I come in and I help people and just understand that we're creating a new lifestyle. And unfortunately, when people hear, oh, I got to create a new lifestyle, I don't want to create a new lifestyle. I want to do the things the way I'm doing, but I'm not really happy. Right. So, so that's really fun because something that I think probably separates me from a lot of other coaches in my field is that I'm going to help people create a change. They're actually just going to make little changes. So let's think of the door and the hinges on the door. I don't know. Okay, you can kind of see my door back here, right? So the hinges are like tiny and the door is huge, right? So I'm going to help people just make little tweaks, little changes in their life, their daily lives, that's going to create big movement and big changes. Something that is super important is that I feel that everybody and every body is unique, right? One size, one way does not fit all. And that's especially true with our health and wellness. And so, along with that, like I was sharing with you, people get scared when they hear, oh, I've got to change a whole lifestyle. Well, a lot of times people tend to feel trapped in their busy lifestyles. They don't have the energy that they want in order to experience life the way they want. They're not as happy as they'd like to be. And they're confused about the health industry of, hey, you need to do this to be healthy. Oh, wait a minute. Now it's going to be this. We're going to change it. There's so much chaos that they're like, this is stupid. I'm just going to do what I'm doing. And so that's really one of the reasons that led me to go back into school is I wanted to figure out what was right for me and to help me be healthier, to help my family be healthier. But I've always loved helping other people. And so I want to be able to help others create a lifetime of well-being, finding out what works for them because we're all so different. What is good for me and my habits is and the foods and things that I eat may not be right for you, Emily, right? We're in different phases of life. We have different needs. Our bodies are different. There's foods that are technically deemed healthy, but someone might be allergic to them. So that's of course not going to be healthy for them. So really I love helping people figure it out. And with my coaching, I really have narrowed it down to four main focuses that really just intermix with each other seamlessly. And so that's cultivating a healthy mindset, embracing intentional movement. I've learned that people don't like, a lot of people love to exercise, and there's a lot of people that do not like to exercise. So we don't even use the word exercise. It's being intentional with our movement. So embracing intentional movement, developing meaningful connection. That's connection with your mind and your body and your soul, connection with others around you, and then connection with your higher power, right? With God for me. And then also discovering fulfilling purpose. So those four main things, everything that I teach and I do, all intermix with each other to help people create that healthier lifestyle, that happier, healthier lifestyle that they want, where they have the energy to do the things that they want to do.
Well, you have confirmed what I firmly believe, that these 6 areas of health that
Yes.
I address overlap, and you can't have one without the other. You need to focus on each. You need to be to have, but they lead to one another.
Absolutely. Yes, you and I are in sync on that because it's so accurate. We cannot we cannot just focus on our spiritual side. Spirituality is so important, but we cannot just do that. We have bodies, we have to do certain things. We have to focus. And financially, I mean, can't, I know you speak about financial, ability and stability, and you could be really, really healthy, but if you're not being able to be financially stable, you're still not complete. And so, yes, year 6 is and I knew this, but as you're saying them, I'm like, yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. Now, I've noticed in your post you frequently talk about habits.
Yes. Habits. Okay. So habits, as we know, they're just things that we do automatically all the time. And something that I say a lot, it's kind of a cheesy, silly thing, but habits can make us or break us. And really the reason for that is we all have habits that maybe are not so great over here, and we have habits that are great over here, and we're trying to kind of move these closer to over here. But the thing is that oftentimes we think that we need to change everything at once, and that's not the case. The more that we need to change, the less we can handle. So I help people just start making small, simple changes. And then what I've learned is that how we do one thing is how we do all things. So if we can start creating change in one simple section, it just helps kind of start moving into that direction. So yes, so simple habits, little simple things that we can do every day make a huge difference in our lives.
This is like the hinge in the door that you were talking about. Just address the hinge, those simple habits. What are some of the simple habits you recommend?
Oh, goodness. Okay. So we could just go on and on and on about these, but let's see.
And it varies on the person, right? Like you mentioned.
It varies on the person, but something that I share with my clients when we very first start working together is one of my favorite things is that when you first get up in the morning, and I've shared this not just with them, I've put this out there, but when you first get up in the morning, we use the restroom. One of the best things we can do for ourselves is to gulp back 8 to 20 ounces of water every single morning. And this is a very simple, easy habit. Now, you might think, oh, 20 ounces of water first thing in the morning. Start where you can and you build, right? So if it's 4 ounces or 6 and then go to 8 and, just moving up. Because this is going to do several things. But first of all, we are dehydrated because we've been sleeping all night long. So it's going to help hydrate our bodies, which is then going to help actually activate our metabolism for a time until we eat our breakfast, right? It's going to help activate our metabolism. And it's actually going to help us to have good bowel movements because we're now rehydrating our body. We're able to get the waste out that's in our bodies, which then is an energy booster. So all of those are energy boosters. So that's like an amazing easy, simple, healthy habit to do first thing in the morning. So that's probably my fave. One of my favorites. Um, another, let's see, let's kind of take it to a different angle. So that one's kind of a more of a physical aspect. Something mentally that's a good, healthy habit that we do. I do this with actually, we all do it, my husband and our 2 children. Every morning before we head out to school and work and different things, we actually say, I am like power statements, like positive affirmations about ourselves. As humans, we tend to be really hard on ourselves.
Mhm.
And we are hearing negative things all around us, sending our kids off to school. Who knows what's being, well, we know not so great things sometimes are being said there, and what we're telling ourselves. And so to be able to start the day out each day with some positive affirmations about ourselves is great. And sometimes we may not even believe them. But if we keep telling ourselves, we're going to start believing. The thing about affirmations that's amazing, it can change the way we think. It is so, so exciting. So we start with that every single day. Now we believe in Heavenly Father, we believe in Jesus Christ. And so one of our affirmations is, so I would say, I am a daughter of God. And my daughter says that. And then my husband and my son say, I am a son of God. Because to us, that is very, very important and very, very valuable and powerful. And then we choose other things that sometimes it's things we're working on, sometimes we're believing. So, I am capable of doing hard things. I have grace for myself. I am smart. So we can just change that. You can have them written down so that you can say the same thing, and then you can change them as things evolve. You can say them in the mirror, but saying them out loud is truly powerful. It is kind of funny though, because several years ago, when we started doing this, I was starting with my children, and then with my husband's job, sometimes he's able to go to school, drop the kids off at school. And that's kind of when we would do it. Now we have to do it before we head out for the door, but then it was in the car. And I found it really funny because I got used to saying it in front of my children. But then when my husband got in the car, to say those things out loud was really difficult, which seems really fun because he's my other half. So that shouldn't be something that would bother me, but it was really interesting in how, wow, I really have to, like, all right, I can do this. I can say this in front of another adult, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and now we all do it, and it's no big deal, and it's awesome, and it's very, very powerful. But it is interesting. So notice, like, it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel weird telling it to yourself. It's just do it and do it and do it. It's very, very important. So there's another one.
I love that. I love that. So just like the hinge on the door, just and don't try to do all of them at once. Just start with
Mhm.
one or two, just a few simple habits.
Mhm.
You do them every day, they become a habit.
Mhm. Yep. Exactly. And then you can add on because they're going to become natural. At first, it's very, very weird, and it seems, I call it your critter brains, like, what are you doing? This isn't normal. So, you do it, and so it seems weird, but then as you do it and becomes normal, your critter brain says, oh, okay, I guess this is the new norm. It's okay. We can do this. And so then you can say, all right, what else can I add on here? What is something I want to do? A tip with habits here is, if there's a habit that you want to break, maybe there is something.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I remember a number of years ago when I went grocery shopping, I started a habit of stopping by the bakery and buying one of those big, delicious donuts. And that became like every time I went grocery shopping, I left with this big donut. And I
Yes.
soon realized I don't think I want to keep this habit.
Right. Right. So then it's like, okay, so how am I going? So I realize that this has become a habit. That's a perfect example, Emily. So I realized that this has become a habit, and it's probably not the healthiest habit. I shouldn't be eating that many donuts, right? And so then you can say, okay, I recognize that this is a habit. So what am I going to do? Maybe I go to the opposite side of the grocery store to start doing my shopping. So it's not as big of a temptation. I don't know. How did you break that? Tell us, what did you do?
Well, I realized I needed to stay away from the bakery.
Okay. Yeah.
I went to the produce section,
Yes.
Apple is a good treat too.
Apple is a good treat. So yeah, exactly. Like I love that the stores are now having like bananas and things sitting there for the kids. And I'm like, oh, this is so much better than the cookie at the bakery. I love it. So recognizing like, yeah, how I'm gonna do that is to stay away from the bakery. So I'm gonna start at and I noticed I actually do it too. I hit the produce and then kind of just go this way, and then I'm just kind of away from that, because you seem like, oh man, those look good. Who doesn't think a donut doesn't look, I mean, I'm sure there are some. Obviously not everybody likes everything, but I sure like them. So exactly, recognizing. I have actually was just talking with a friend the other day, and she said she got in the habit. She had a lot of she's older now, but she had a lot of like I think she had 8 children. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But and she was like, it was a break for me to get out of the house and just go get something when my husband would come home. She's like, I've realized that I'm still, every time I get in the car, even if I just had dinner and was satisfied, I get in the car, I'm like, do I need to go to Starbucks? Do I need to go here? Where should I go to get something? And so I was just expressing to her, that's your first step. Like, you've recognized that that's a habit you want to change. So don't beat yourself up when you have those thoughts. That is awesome. Like recognizing, oh, that is a great spot. Something I share with people is curiosity over judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So recognizing, now I'm curious as to why I'm doing this. And as she and I were talking, she goes, oh, I can tell you why I do this. And so she shared her story with me. And I was like, I can see how that started. And now it's like, and so I was like, okay, great. So now you have that recognition and use curiosity. So when you get in the car and you want to do that still, why am I doing this? Do I really need this? Is it just because it's there? And so just like you, hey, how do I get away from wanting that? Okay, I go to a different part of the store. And if I want something, an apple's a great option. I can just be like, hey, I'm totally gonna have this apple. Ring me up right now. I mean, it says I go through the store. So exactly, just that is I think people think, oh man, and then they let that bother them, like, oh, I'm so terrible. I do this all the time. No, that's your first step to being able to change things. So just finding simple things to start helping with that. And as you're breaking a bad habit, what is a good habit I can put in place of it? Yours was, well, an apple's a good
Yeah,
solution. Let's have
replacing
that.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. So finding what that solution is. Yeah. And it might just be avoiding that area, like you said. So finding what works for people. Everyone's so unique.
You said something about how we tend to beat ourselves up, and that never works. That then we feel worse, and now to make myself feel better, I'm going to go get that donut.
Yeah.
Beating ourselves up never works. You also said something, curiosity, using curiosity over judgment. And I learned that again, I mentioned earlier, we're both part of Kahatahi, which you and Jamie and Brittany started many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's something we frequently hear, curiosity
Mm-hmm.
over judgment. Now, I love what you're doing with Kahatahi. I'm so honored that I was invited to be part of it. But I love this program you have to help people start to develop these simple, healthy habits. And can we talk for just a minute about the 10-day program? I love that that's free, that's available for anyone. They can go to the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's kahatahi.com.
Yep.
Go
And then just click on programs, and then you can sign up for, like Emma Lou's sharing there. We've got a free online 10-day program that goes every 6 weeks. Right now, that's what our schedule is for it. And And so this 10-day, it's finding empowerment through curiosity over judgment. And that's what we're calling this, because we're basically taking you through, 10 days of little simple, tweaks, and just like the door hinge, little simple things that you can start doing and implementing in your life. It's a free program for anyone, and it's just a great eye opener in helping you just recognize, oh yeah, this is a little tweak I can do. And you know we love helping people. Emmylou, this is like something that we've enjoyed creating. We enjoy like helping other people make small changes. And so yes, this is a great option if you're just like, okay, I'm not really sure what I want to do or what I need to be doing. This is a great option. Just get on and enroll and get started.
And the thing I love about being part of Kahatahi, you made it a nonprofit. It's
Mhm,
it's it's other coaches like you and I,
mhm.
but we wanted to provide help for everyone.
Exactly. Exactly. No matter what your circumstances in life are. So our saying, right, for Kahatahi is that circumstances might be outside of our control, but choices are ours. So even though life might be crazy, you do have a choice to say, I actually want to make a difference. I actually want to start making some small changes. This is a great option. It's 10 days, and you do it at your pace. It comes to you in your email, and you can sit down for 10 minutes a day and watch a video and focus on you. That is such a great way to start making you a priority, because most of my clients, when I'm working with women, a lot of times I hear them say, I've put all my energy and effort to my family. I love them so much. I put everything into everyone else. There's no time left for me. And in fact, let's be honest, I feel selfish when I do take time for myself. And I am telling you right now, please don't allow this to be your thought process for your entire life. Recognize that you are just as important as your family members. And that is something that I preach and preach and preach and will hopefully be preaching the day I die, is that um, when we fill our cup, when we are doing things to help us, then we actually can do more. Because if you have a
Yes.
cup here and it's empty, how are you supposed to give anything to anybody? You
Yep.
can't. So we're not saying you're not going to do anything for your family. We're saying you're going to find little ways to fill your cup so you can be refreshed and be able to help your family and
That
love
is,
it and enjoy it.
yes, that is so powerful.
Mhm.
So powerful. And Kahatahi, and now I keep, is it Maori or Tongan?
It's Maori. Yep,
It's
it's
Maori and it stands for
strength together. That's what it's all about, having strength together. And that's where we come in as women, empowering other women and men. Like we all need each other. We have strength together. And so Kahatai literally translates into strength together in the Maori language.
got
So
it.
yeah, yep.
Now, talk about the services you offer through your business. You're part of Kahatahi, the
Mhm,
nonprofit, but you
mhm.
also have your own business. Now, tell us about that.
I do. So my business is called Healthy Habits for Me, because it is all about creating healthy habits, and they are for you. But then because you have these healthy habits, you can then give more, right? And so I offer individual coaching, I offer team coaching, and I do wellness workshops every month, and they're usually on the second Tuesday of the month. Right now, they are in person in Ogden, Utah. However, I am working on and considering that I think I'm going to probably start putting them live on Zoom as well, for people that enroll that way. They can also be part of it. They won't be in person, but they will be there when it's live. So that is something that I'm working towards. Um, my next one that I have coming up is let me make sure I get the right date, is Tuesday, May 14th. And this one is going to be, it's called Mindful Emotion, Nurturing Body and Mind. So as you may or may not remember, I talked about embracing intentional movement as one of my 4 key areas. And this is geared around intentional movement and how it is nurturing our body and our mind. And so I have workshops that I do there. And so, yeah, I love helping in any way I can. So
Now, how long are your workshops?
they're for an hour. So I try to keep them around 60 minutes. The first workshop is free for every person that comes. And then after that, I give some fun little ways of like how they can get in for the next one for a really good price. So I love to help people, and I want to make it fun and help other people, share it with their friends and family so that they can create healthier habits as well. And so just super fun, um, upbeat, uplifting workshops. And I love worksheets. I'm one of those that I like, here you go, here's the worksheet. You're gonna fill it in as we go along. Because I am someone that can go to something, and if I don't write anything about it, I'm like, that was really cool. Well, what was it about? Let me think about that for a second. What was it they said I really enjoyed? So if I do a worksheet, then people are writing, and then I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm like, and I have a note written, and I'm like, oh, and it will remind me of the whole thing talked about, right? So I love worksheets. I always have worksheets in them to help people, because then you can have them up on your fridge and it helps you, because I leave you with action steps, like in sessions, at the end of a workshop, to keep people moving forward, because we don't want to just come and learn. We want to be able to take action and to actually change our lives.
That's the only way to do it, is to take action.
Mm-hmm.
So is information on that workshop on your QR code?
Yes. So if you go to my QR code, it has workshops right on there. You can click on that and it will just take you right into all the workshops that I have upcoming. And you can click on them and book those there. And then on the QR code, I also have a spot for a video that kind of talks a little bit about me, talks about what a lifestyle session is, because I offer a free lifestyle session if that's something, so that way you can see how I work and if working with me would be your next best step individually. So there's lots of different things on there, and I will probably be continuing to put more and more information on there, because it's such an easy way to just share what I've got going on. So yeah.
That is wonderful. Heidi, it is, as always, a delight
Thank you, Emily.
to talk to you, to spend time with you. I love what you're doing. I love your energy, and your family is adorable.
Well,
you do so many fun, active things together.
Yeah, you know what? And it's so fun. So you guys just need to know, like, my son loves Emma Lou, and he's getting a little bit older now, so he doesn't quite do this. But anytime when he was younger, I would be like, "Hey, something about," and I'll say Emma Lou, and he goes, "Emma," because he just adores you. And so it's just great, because it's just fun, because Emma Lou, you do such amazing things, and I appreciate you. So,
well, thank you, Heidi. Thank you for joining us today. And for my viewers, join me again next week at the same time. Until then, love yourself, love your family. Let's make the world a better place by strengthening families. This is Emily Penrod with healingyourfamilies.com.